From Washington, this is VOA News. Ousted Egyptian President Morsi goes on trial in Cairo. The United Nations approves more European troops for Central African Republic. I'm Victor Beattie reporting from Washington. A defiant former Egyptian President Mohamed Morsi went on trial Tuesday accused of complicity in a 2011 jailbreak. The former president, making his second public appearance since his ouster in July, is being tried along with dozens of others, including leaders of his Muslim Brotherhood. They're charged with the kidnapping and murder of police and helping prisoners escape from the Wadi Natroun Jail north of Cairo, where Mr. Morsi was detained at the time. His trial is set to resume Saturday. Mr. Morsi is also to face charges of conspiring with the Palestinian group Hamas and Lebanon's Hezbollah in a jailbreak. Meanwhile, a senior Egyptian policeman was shot and killed Tuesday as he left his home in Giza. This witness, Yazd Yusif, said he was inside a gasoline station when he heard gunshots as the vehicle of Major General Mohamed El-Said was passing by. Two men on a motorcycle drove past the vehicle and opened fire and escaped. An official in northeast Nigeria says the death toll from an attack by suspected Islamist militants has risen to 85. Dala Lawan, a counselor in Nigeria's Borno state, told reporters at least 40 were wounded in the attack late Sunday in the village of Kwari. The United Nations Security Council has approved a resolution to increase the number of European troops in troubled Central African Republic. The Council approved a plan Tuesday allowing the European Union to send about 500 troops to CAR to assist French and African forces. The measure also threatens financial sanctions against individuals who may be found guilty of human rights violations. France co-sponsored the resolution. The French UN ambassador, Gérard Araud, told reporters the current troop limit in CAR is too low to contain the unrest.
So there is a very tense situation. We are starting, I think, to stabilize the situation, but it's still very fragile. So we really do need the arrival of the European forces, because our contingent for the moment has been largely committed to the protection of the 100,000 IDP who have taken refuge on the airport, 100,000, which is really a city. So the European Union will protect these people, and it will allow the French forces to deploy more strongly to the city of Bangui. We have only 1,900 soldiers to the city of Bangui and beyond Bangui to the rest of the country.
The CAR descended into unrest after rebels toppled President Francois Bozize last year. More than 1,000 are feared killed since violence intensified in the capital in early December. The United Nations says more than 900,000 have been driven from their homes. A large number of ex-rebel Salika fighters are missing in CAR. A spokesman for the African Union mission says the number of their rebel combatants left the capital with a convoy of Chadian peacekeepers heading north of Bangui. Here's reporter Nick Long.
Spokesman Eloy Yao tells VOA that when the Chadians arrived at Bossangoa, 350 kilometers north of Bangui, the Salika fighters were no longer with them. Numerous reports have suggested many of the Salika are in fact Chadian or Sudanese mercenaries, so they may have felt the departure of AU Chadian troops was a signal for them to leave too. AU Chadian troops have in the past 2 months been accused of taking sides with the Salika in their fight against largely Christian militias known as Anti-Balaka. Yao says it is estimated hundreds of Salika left Bangui with the Chadians this week, but most of the Salika probably remain in Bangui. Their number was put at 6,000. The Salika still control strategic towns across the country, but have pulled out of some towns in the west where they have been coming under attack from the anti-Balaka militia. A new government was announced Tuesday consisting of 20 ministers, including 7 women, 3 former members of the Seleka Alliance and 1 individual associated with the anti-Balaka. Nick Long for VOA News, Bangui.
Tunisia's new interim Prime Minister, Mehdi Joma, Tuesday unveiled his priorities to the Tunisian Constituent Assembly with a focus on security and reviving the economy. Since the overthrow of Tunisia's longtime president, Zain al-Abidine Ben Ali, in 2011, the country has been racked by terrorist attacks, social unrest, and a struggling economy. The North African country was widely lauded for approving a constitution late Sunday that's considered by many to be among the most progressive in the Arab world. I'm Victor Beattie, VOA News. More can be found at our internet website. That address, once again, voanews.com.